There's your Suzuki starting grid. Reed's in there, Carmichael, Way, Voss, and Sellards, as is Ivan Tedesco's look good, and Ernesto Fonseca. The 30 board is up. Interesting strategy move. Carmichael surrounded by blue. Usually he'd want to have himself with Fonseca and maybe some other friendly riders, but tonight he's going to go head-to-head with the boys from Team Yamaha. Can Carmichael get the jump he needs, or will Chad Reed make it 4 in a row, folks? It's time to find out who's going to win. Keep your eye on the SXGP.com whole shot, and we'll find out. Drop the dinner, put the babies to bed. It's the 250 main from Dallas, Texas. Carmichael gets a great jump, but Reed slides to the back behind him.
Carmichael and Reed tangled. Reed almost went down the starting line.
So Larry Ward, the 2 Hondas out in front. This could not be better for Team Honda right now. Ricky Carmichael will make the pass easily over Ward. Ward slides into second. 27 sliding up Nick Way, and Fonseca comes into view. So it's Honda 1, 2, and 3.
Then Chad, unbelievable. Look at the momentum by Chad. Gets around Fonseca. That's one less Honda you have to deal with. So now it's just Carmichael with Larry Ward is a little bit of a buffer if you want to look at it that way. Then Chad Reed. Chad is in position to win the race. So it's Ricky. But Chad, I mean, when we go back and look at that, if we have it, I'll tell you what, Chad,
he stayed up.
Could have gone down. Yeah. There he goes for second.
So here's what everyone's hoped for as we look at the start one more time. Oh, Chad is lucky he didn't break his left ankle.
That was close. It was close for Ricky, too. I don't think they meant to hit each other, but it was ugly. And now Chad has already reeled him in. It's amazing to think of what happened to Chad off that start. And he got shuffled clear back. He was in about 6th or 7th. And here we are at lap 2, and he's right on his rear fender.
Chad Reed, number 22 on the Yamaha YZ250 out of Curry, New South Wales. And here he comes. He's been faster all day through the look section. Chad Reed on a 3-race winning streak. Before that, it was Carmichael on a 4-race winning streak. And here's what Americans hope for all year long. The battle between 1 and 2 for 20 laps. We are going 20 laps in Texas Stadium. Can Chad Reed pass him? Can Ricky Carmichael hold him off?
Here it comes. I thought Chad Reed might have an inside right there. He's going to force Ricky to ride the perfect race. If Ricky wins this, I'm running down there to shake his hand because Chad is going to force him to ride flawless. I think Chad's faster through the whoops. You know, Todd, and if he can get close to him, he's dropped back a bike length or 2, and that's going to kill him. If he can get right back up on his rear fender and get a run at him through the whoops, that's his spot.
We'll be back to Texas Stadium for more of this incredible 250 main event right after this short break. Welcome back to Texas Stadium. The 250 main is in progress as Ricky Carmichael and Chad Reed continue to battle for first.
Now here's where Chad's got to be careful not to give Ricky anything extra. There you go.
There it is. Chad Reed on the inside and takes over the lead. Chad Reed, number 22, moves into first place. Chad Reed, Australian for winning right now, and he's doing it in Texas.
I was about to say, last year Vuillemin had a run at Ricky and decided to lay up, pass him late in the race, and it didn't work. You give Ricky a second chance, and he'll just turn it up that much more and put you away. But this time, it almost looked like Ricky knew it was coming and just got out of the way and said, you know what, go ahead. You've been getting me going faster through the section all night. Look at Ricky. He doesn't fight for it. He just sits there. Go ahead.
Realized that he made a mistake.
Now he can turn the tables and put the pressure on Chad. And, you know, I say this a lot, but now Ricky can do the learning and figure out, oh, he gets on the gas a little earlier right there, and he moves over a foot to hit that little traction spot. All right, got that figured out, too. Ricky had a block pass going to that corner. If that was the last lap, he could have done it. He laid up. He's just studying Chad right now. Riding lessons for both these guys.
The race is not even halfway over. We hate to neglect the rest of the field, but we've got 2 of the best in the business. This is the 250 main from Texas Stadium. It is Reed, it is Carmichael, Fonseca, Way, and Ward round out the top 5. But the crowd is on their feet. The flash bulbs are going off, and this is an epic battle.
Well, I don't think Carmichael likes to lose.
Here it is. Ricky thought about the block pass there. He just didn't have the position.
There he goes. look at these guys trying to be careful, not ruin a good race. Ricky doesn't want to irritate Chad and give Chad any reason to mess him up for the championship.
Oh my goodness! And here comes Carmichael right back.
This is total respect right now. They're going, all right, you know what? I could have parked that guy, but I don't want to. Respecting too much. Ricky's got to be careful because he can still get second the rest of the way, or even worse than that, and win the championship. Right now, he's just trying to figure out how he can beat Chad Reed.
Clark Stiles becomes the first lap rider, and we're not even halfway through the race, so it shows you just how fast they're going. Lap time, a 56 for Carmichael and a 56.2 for Chad Reed. So, impressive times that we knew they'd come down, and Ricky's starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Probably the most room he's had all night.
Well, you know, they were just killing each other with kindness there, that last lap. Like, come on, guys, maybe taking it a little bit too easy, and see if Chad can reel him back in. If he can, then we're still going.
They come up on number 40, James Smolny Jr. Ricky Carmichael now sensing a slight opening. This is a bigger lead than he's had pretty much all night long over Chad Reed, other than the first lap. And Ricky having a little problem right there. Bobble, Chad Reed right back on him. Let's check in with Cameron. He's with Mike Gosler, Ricky Carmichael's mechanic.
Mike, I want to ask you, Ricky's in the lead right now. How have the lap times stacked up all day in practice and all that?
They've been really close. This is going to be a dogfight to the end, I believe.
That's what everybody's looking for.
That's what they want.
Thank you, Cameron.
This is not really anything other than a psychological battle right now. That's all this is. And what's happening is Fonseca back in third has never been such a distant third this early in the race. I mean, these guys, they're so good, and they're teaching each other even more right now, which is even worse for the rest of the pack. These guys were having a hard enough time trying to keep these guys in their sights as it was. It's starting to heat up again now. These guys are...
Chad Reed's getting a little impatient. Here it comes. The fans are on their feet. Chad Reed a little more power as he goes through there a little cleaner. Ricky comes right back as they make their way to the triple. And what a show. So number 22, Chad Reed, retakes the lead. Ricky Carmichael, number 4, is in second. Carmichael is your overall points leader. Chad Reed is the rookie who is trying to spoil his party in a run at a third consecutive title.
What a difference a year makes. Last year, Carmichael, a little bit of pressure from Vuillemin at one point in the race, but he was able to hang on and win it. And Chad Reed didn't even finish the race.
Look at this. Ricky looking faster to the whoop. And give credit to the folks here at Texas Stadium. They are witnessing a great race, and they're respecting it. They're cheering both these guys on.
Nobody is sitting. You and I are the only ones sitting in this whole building.
Look at this. Ricky Carmichael pops in front. Chad Reed tries to block past him and shuts him down.
Wow. Beautiful little last-minute correction by Chad, who made a mistake, and he thought, all right, cleanly, I can still shove my front wheel back in there and cut off the opportunity for Ricky to take advantage of that. He's able to do it without contact.
We'll step aside, but when we come back to Irving, Texas, and Texas Stadium, we'll continue the battle between Ricky Carmichael and Chad Reed in the 250 main. Stay with us. Welcome back to Texas Stadium as the 250 main is winding down, and now they have to start dealing with a lot of lap riders. For Chad Reed, it's all blue, so they're going to certainly give way, and they will for Ricky as well, but Ricky's having problems.
So did Chad.
Both of them having their problems. Chad gets a more beneficial slot as he moves back in. Wow.
Well, I thought Chad was starting to get clear of Ricky, but a couple of mistakes by both these guys, and advantage Ricky.
Well, the fastest lap tonight has been turned in by Chad Reed at 56.135. Ricky Carmichael at 56.331 to show you just how close they are, and it's been like this since lap number 1.
Whoever wins this race, I think if Ricky wins this race, it's gonna look like he won the title, because this is important. And Chad's pretty cool. I don't know that you're going to see that much emotion from him. He's probably being told that a lot by his trainer as well, Jeff Spencer. Worked with Lance Armstrong in the Tour de France the past few seasons. Working with Chad Reed, probably letting Chad know, look, hey, another mistake. Hey, if you win this thing, don't look so surprised. be interesting to see the emotion of these guys, whoever wins this. This is a pivotal point in the psychological battle and in the bragging rights between these two.
This is the 250 main from Texas Stadium. Your leader right now, number 22, Chad Reed. In second place, the overall points leader, Ricky Carmichael. And here's the bobble by Chad Reed. Comes up short right there and just stops all his momentum.
While he was having those problems, Ricky was having his, but Ricky's used to that stuff. He makes a lot more mistakes than Chad makes, so he's able to recover from that stuff a little better. It seems like when they both make mistakes, Ricky seems to make up time there.
Let's check in with Cameron Steele. He's with Dave Dye, Chad Reed's mechanic.
Well, Dave, how are the pins and needles right now? Can Chad hold all the way through with his health?
Yeah, I hope so. He's, you know, he's going to fight all the way to the end. He's pretty strong.
Health's a bad way to say it, but his fitness is good, right?
Yeah, fitness is awesome.
We know Ricky trains hard. How about Chad?
Oh, yeah, Chad trains probably just as hard.
It's an awesome race. Thanks, Dave.
Way doing an amazing job. Get up, put himself in the podium position to get around Fonseca, who's been third the last 3 weeks. Nick Way, semi-factory support. What a ride by him. It's long overdue. He's had a few shots at podiums. Had some of them slip away, but this one, he's got a real chance this one. He's in the same position Sean Hamlin was last week.
Ernesto Fonseca, number 24 in the Honda CR 250R Team Honda out of San Jose, Costa Rica, trying to reel way back in. As David pointed out, he's been on the podium the last 3 weeks behind Reed and Carmichael. He'd like to get back on top of there.
All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. This is it. This is where Chad has got to be perfect. The decisions he makes to get around lapped riders have to be critical. They're critical in terms of not letting Ricky see a flaw or an opening and able to get in there and make a pass. And with the laps that are remaining, Chad not having time to respond. Everything's got to be flawless. All the pressure's on Chad now.
Well, Ricky's also got to stay calm. He's got the talent to get by him. He's just got to not force it too much, because if an opportunity arises, he's got to be right there ready to pounce on it.
Well, I mean, hey, if he loses, you know, hey, he's trying to protect the championship. He doesn't need to ride as hard as Chad does. Chad has nothing to lose here. And the other thing is that if he does lose this race to Chad, you know, he's losing by 10 bike lengths.
Carmichael gives a look to Brock Sellers on the Yamaha ride right there. As we are coming down, you got to look at the Honda stopwatch, just how close it is. Chad Reed goes to the outside of the whoop section. Ricky to the inside, having a few more problems there. And Ricky's starting to lose touch with Chad Reed, number 22. Our leader in the 250 main, Carmichael, number 4. Look at it one more time.
Chad pushing the edge, landing on that Kawasaki tough block, using the entire racetrack, taking all the chances he needs to take. Ricky, of course, doing the same thing back there behind him, but losing a little bit of time. This could be it. This could be Chad saying, all right, this is the knockout punch. Try to stay with me. This is the part of the race that Ricky has always bragged about. I'm fit. Nobody can touch me at the end of a race. Right now, Chad's pulling away.
Meanwhile, Ernesto Fonseca has reclaimed third, Nick Way in fourth. We'll see if Fonseca stays on top of the podium. But we are coming down to the final few laps. Ricky Carmichael trying to reel in Chad Reed. You've seen the thriller in Manila. Well, it's the throwdown in Dallas right now as Chad Reed tries to claim his 4th straight victory. Ricky Carmichael tries to claim what he feels is rightfully his, the number 1 position.
Yeah, Ricky's in a tough spot here, you know. Now watch what Nick Way does right here. He goes in, just lets Fonseca know, hey, you know what? You passed me, but I'm still here. That gets your attention. And Reed continuing to hold his gap over Ricky. Looks like Fonseca's got Way put away for the podium, but pretty impressed by Reed right now. This was the race. We'd all been wondering what would happen if they were together from the beginning, if they're together the whole race, and it was all fair.
And Tyler Evans getting passed. Look at this. Tyler Evans getting passed again. He's thinking, you guys again? Unbelievable. Have you ever seen this happen? The podium exactly the same 4 weeks in a row?
No, but I've never seen as many injuries and riders missing as I have this year. So pretty much the best 3 riders. And they're going to end up there after 20 laps.
The white flag is out. This is the final lap. Carmichael's got to hope that Reed makes a mistake, and Ricky's got to be right there to pounce. Chad Reed trying for his 4th straight race victory. Ricky Carmichael trying to get off that 2nd podium position. And the way Chad's riding, I just don't see it happening. the confidence in the world for the Australian. Remember, folks, he is a 250 rookie. He won the 125 East title last year, and right now, Ricky Carmichael can do nothing to reel him in.
He's still trying. Chad Reed's got to get around Larry Ward. I wonder if he's thinking what I'm thinking. That's a Honda. Sure wish that was a Yamaha. I don't think Larry's going to do anything to interfere right there, but Ricky is closing in a little bit. Chad cannot afford a mistake through these whoops.
Reed is clean to the whoops, and now Carmichael behind him. Your winner in the 250 main from Dallas, number 22, the Thunder from Down Under. Chad Reed is a perfect 4 for 4. Ricky Carmichael, the goggles come off. The frustration begins because now he has to sit for 2 weeks before Salt Lake City, and look at that.
Chad just drops his bike.
Unbelievable scene as they greet each other. I know Ricky did the classy thing, but that was painful. And Chad Reed,
he's hugging Jimmy Perry right there. Ricky stopped to say, hey, way to go. Now the gap is 13.
We'll take a brief break. When we come back to Texas Stadium, we'll have official results. Plus, we'll have special interviews from both Ricky Carmichael and Chad Reed. Stay with us. Scooters. Welcome back to Dallas, Texas. We are in Texas Stadium in Irving, and we just witnessed one of the best 250 mains we have seen all year. As we take a look at our Honda official results, Chad Reed is your winner. On board is Yamaha. Ricky Carmichael's Honda comes in second, and Ernesto Fonseca rounds out the podium. Right now, let's send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, guys, if there's ever a question to this guy's grit, stamina, determination, or skill, whoop, right out the window, Chad Reed. That was probably the most unbelievable ride I've ever seen.
It was a great ride, you know. I think it's number one on my list because, you know, Ricky almost got the whole shot, and I was kind of, you know, in the middle, and there was all Honda guys, and I'm like, oh no. But I just tried to make, you know, quick work of him as fast as possible, and you know, I got right on him, and you know, I just wanted to have a clean race. You know, I could quite easily, you know, just send him over the berm or, you know, try and go for points. But, you know, like I've said a million times, I made the mistake. That's why I'm 16 points behind. And, you know, we just have a great race, and, you know, the crowd loves it.
Well, a great champion. Chad Reed winning tonight. He won at bigger whoops, but it doesn't matter. He won anyway. Great job, Chad.
Thanks, Cameron.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. As we take a look at the Honda Series standings, Ricky Carmichael, 323. Chad Reed, 310. Ernesto Fonseca in third, and then Vuillemin and Nick Way in a virtual tie. Let's send it back down to the track, and Cameron.
Well, definitely if you guys weren't streaming at your TV, you weren't watching the same race I was. Ricky Carmichael finishing second tonight, the 4th time in a row. Ricky, where is the game plan breaking down?
I don't know, you know, Chad's riding really good, his bike's working good, and mine is too, but look, after that finish, looks like I need to get a little faster, no way around it, you know. So I got to keep trying to go, you know what I mean? And that was a fun race. I wish I would have came up on the better side, but, you know, that's sport, and need to work a little harder.
Congratulations, Ricky. You're a great champion. We look forward to next time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Cameron. Well, Chad Reed already has 1 title. As we take a look at the THQ World Supercross GP standings, it is Reed, Vuillemin, and Ferry, and Chad Reed has already secured that title, as we said at the top of the show. Will he get a second title? We'll have to wait and see with 2 more stops to go.